Only the last 3 years, I've gone through a divorce after 16 years of marriage, so I don't see my children as often as I should. Somehow there's a modern feeling that maybe the father isn't important, and we hope to show some interviews today that perhaps the father is important. I guess what I'm looking for is that missing link that isn't spoken too much of what magic, if any, there is being next to a dad like that, where many of the children are fatherless today. Are they missing out on something?
Yes, they are. They're missing out on an awful lot.
And all these kids who don't know who their dad is or who don't have a father figure, they don't know what respect means, and that's the breakdown that's happening. Total lack of respect, and that leads to all other problems.
I'm from Boston. I'm a diehard Red Sox fan, and I remember Ted Williams, and there is a baseball card, a 1959 baseball card where he's holding his daughter. And I was struck recently by Mark McGwire when he broke Babe Ruth's record, as you mentioned, Ruth, that the most incredible thing of all is that I think he hugged Roger Maris's kids, and he was hugging his son at home plate.
I have that picture at home.
Yeah.
Of him holding his son at home plate. It means a lot to see that. What
is it about a dad that understands maybe a son or a daughter different than a mom? Is there something in particular that a dad does that the mom doesn't do?
Yeah, it's feelings. They know a father knows a boy's feelings better, and a mom's feelings feel a girl's feelings better.
Mom's there for the love and tenderness, but he's there for the more of the get out there and do it and the roughness.
So you think the dad communicates more confidence about doing things in the world?
Yeah.
How about you? What about your dad? How is he different than your mom and what he transmitted to you about a way of being?
You know, my father has always been the mainstay of my life. I could live. My dad is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. If I didn't have my dad, I wouldn't be the person that I am today. I've lived my life the way my father has wanted me to, and I enjoy being a son to my father.
I feel sorry for kids who don't have a dad, and it's rough. I mean, and I don't know what else I could say. I mean, I had a dad, she had a dad that was there for her. I'm always going to be there for you.
Well, I think a mother can bring love, a feminine side, which I'm not saying that, you know, the male children will be gay or anything, but, you know, an understanding of what women are, of what women can be and should be. And a father, on the other hand, will bring, you know, the male perspective to them, saying this is how you should treat a woman, this is what a male should provide for their family, and this is the way that a responsible male should act in society.
It's your parents that you see every day. That's the way it ought to be. If your parents come home and talk to you and play with you and read to you every day, you see a ball player on TV every once in a while. I think there's a little too much attention paid to what a sports hero should be. And the fact is if you can direct the priorities of your kids appropriately, they won't put that much emphasis on a sports hero as they will the guy that's reading them a book every night. And that to me, that's a little more important. So, you know, we hear a lot about it in the media about how important sports heroes are, but I don't think they're as big a part of people's lives as they're made out to be. At least they shouldn't be.
My dad always provided as much quality time as he could, and we try with our kids too. We don't always give them enough time, but we try to give them as much time as possible. And you know, those children that don't have dads, hopefully somebody is around that can step in, you know, a brother or something like that.
Their friends are going to have fathers, and they're going to know, well, they're going to wonder, well, what would that be like, you know?
Yeah,
and
it's just like wonder, but they're always going to have other people in their life, though. I mean, they have probably aunts and uncles. I mean, they're going to have a father figure there, not their father, but a male figure.
But just to have someone that is a father figure is not the same as having a father.
If you don't have a good father figure, things are going to go wrong. If you don't have a father at all, I think that's even worse.
I'm an educator, and I see it every day with the little kids that are gone through divorce. But I still think if there's a father somewhere in that picture, it's better than no father at all.
Even if you have a bad father figure, you'll know how not to treat somebody and what not to do. So that's what I'm saying.
And if you have communication with even that bad father, there might still be the hope that he might change or something could happen. But if you don't know who your father is, you're working in the dark. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Yes.
Do you think, as a principal of a school, that there is some kind of a connection with father loss and gang activity? Could you comment on that?
Big time, because what they're trying to do is find an identity, and if they don't find it at home, they're going to go elsewhere for it.
Would you care to comment on some of these pop icons like Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell, some of these women who are in Hollywood that a lot of people are looking at, who basically are having children without a man in their life? Would you have any thoughts on that?
I think that they'll do just fine with raising those kids without fathers. I do. They're so big in the world, well, in Hollywood and everything, that I think they'll do fine.
So you seem to be saying that the bigger you are and the more money you have and prestige and status?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that there's now, I mean, it's changed a lot nowadays. I think that you could raise a kid without a father nowadays than before. But I'm just saying for myself that I wouldn't be where I am without my dad. But if they grew up not having a father, they don't know that. So I think they'll do fine.
In other words, you don't miss what you don't have?
Exactly. But I think if I didn't have a father and I didn't know that, then I think I would be just fine. But since I do know that, I don't think I could be anywhere else. I need my dad now.
As a young woman, how do you feel about the pop icons like Madonna, Rosie O'Donnell, some of the Hollywood people who are having children actually without any father around? Do you think that has any negative effect or a positive effect?
My opinion on that is, like, personally, I don't think I could do it as an individual. I don't want to raise a child without a father, because I've always had one with me to support me and to always, back up my mom. But, like, if they're able to do it, I mean, that's their lifestyle and their choice. I mean, it's going to be a lot more difficult. But if, like Rosie O'Donnell, she has 3 kids and she's there for them every minute of the day. So, I mean, if you can do that and you can have enough support and they have enough love and caring, I mean, I don't want to say you can't have a child if you don't have a parent. I mean, that's not fair either. But I think that, like, as long as if you can give them what they need to grow up to be a responsible adult, then I don't think there's any reason why they shouldn't be doing it.
And the one thing I remember from my son, one day he called out to me, "Hi, Dad, hi, Dad." And sometimes when I'm walking without my children in the city of Chicago, I hear somebody say, "Dad, Dad," and I turn around. And I don't see my children there, but I know that they think about me every day, and it won't be long before we're reunited again and we can continue our relationship. And we hope that divorce doesn't permanently damage children and leave them fatherless. But I want to wish you well and a happy Father's Day, and thank you for the interview. Thank you. Obviously, his spirit is alive and well through you, that you sought me out in this crowded Cubby Bear restaurant to come up to me, and you volunteered this interview. So I get the feeling that his spirit, his love is carried through, and this interview might help a lot of other people. And I want to thank you very much, and your dad.
Thank you too. I hope it does too. I really do. Thank you.
I want to thank you very much. God bless you. You have a wonderful family, and I think you're an inspiration for other people. And I think we need to talk about some of the positive things about having a dad. And you've been a super dad, obviously, and you've been blessed.
Confession, I'm an Oriole fan.
I do like Father's Day. I like my grandpa.
And you're going to have a beautiful memory today, huh? And you'll be telling your own children about it, huh? Well, thank you. You've covered a lot of territory. I want to thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you.
Okay. This is the 3 of them. We're at Fenway Park at a baseball game about 4 years ago. So baseball can be a very important influence on families and family unity and love and the expression of emotion. So that's why we're out here today in Wrigley Field, 2000, Father's Day. And we hope and pray for the best of all other families to have an enjoyable day.